What is up, guys? Scale Garage is here, and today I wanted to do a 1-year rig review on my Axial SCX10ii. I have had this rig, when this video will come out, it'll be a year exactly, and I've driven this truck a lot. I've put a few hundred miles on it, and I know that sounds crazy, but once I get into what I did with it, you'll understand that for a year, that's not that crazy to put on a trail rig. A few things that I've done to this: I replaced the front and rear bumpers with the stock. It's had Wordy Made on it, but I went back to the stock. I had deadlock RC sliders. I went back to the plastic. I had beef tubes link mounts, front and rear, diff covers front and rear. Went back to plastic and just kept the tips, the beef tips on the shocks. I had to replace the servo, which I will have to be doing again because I replaced it with another tactic, a little bit more upgraded tactic, and that one went out. And I've gone through two 85 ESCs and countless motors. The transmission, the plastic gears lasted, I'd say they lasted a good 5 months before I had any problems with them. And when they stripped out, I went to the Robinson racing gears, and my transmission housing stripped out over the summer, so I upgraded to this hot racing transmission that puts everything down low. It's metal gear. It's really nice. And that was, I think, around $70 for the whole thing. When I did that, I had to cut my drive shafts to be shorter because this is for the first version. I had to grind down a little bit on the battery tray so it didn't rub, but all the suspension components work just fine, front and rear, like they should. I'm running an RC 4-wheel drive 35 turn motor right now, and I like it a lot. Those are kind of the motors that I like to run in my trucks. This transmission, I don't remember what the gearing quite is, but it gears it down to where it's really slow but a really high torque. So I can go to a 27 turn or like the Wraith 20 turn and be fine, get my speed back, but still have the torque I would have for around like a 60 or 80 turn motor with that. Painted the diff covers black, front and rear on this rig. I still have the stock body. It's in really bad condition. This chassis was repainted. The stock black kind of scratched up, so I sanded everything down, and I actually ran an event with the chassis bare. Then what I did is I painted the front red, the middle white, and the back blue on this chassis. Then I went over it with black again, so once it scratches, you can see the red, white, and blue. So eventually it'll look really cool. For now, it's just kind of, black. I did run a custom crawl version 1 chassis on this for a while, and I liked it. Only thing I didn't like is it mounted the sliders like this down and not at a flat level like they are now and supposed to be. That was fixed on the version 2. I didn't upgrade to the version 2. I just went ahead, went back to stock, and sold the old one. It had the stock front shock mounts, and those don't have a panhard bar, so I had to order all 4 of these. Well, they just come as 4 because I cut the panhard bar off the old one, put it on the custom crawl shock mount, and then it kind of stripped through, so you'll see, if you can see, there's a nut right here, and I'd have to run the bolt through the other side, but it also kind of keeps it from moving when it was on the other setup because it wasn't held down. So back to getting this thing a couple hundred miles. I ran an event in May. That was a few miles. Ran the Team K&K TTC 4 and that was a great event. I met a lot of great people there. So another thing is I used to drive this truck daily. I don't really anymore. I kind of got bored of it, honestly, and it was real hot, so I couldn't really do it. But I used to drive this truck about 3 or 4 miles a day on 3S, but just over time, doing the same thing over and over got a little bit boring. Kind of learned how to do things on the trails, and I was running an exclusive RC trailer when I would do, sort of towards the end after I did the K&K event. I actually bought it there. Shout out Brian. And I mounted it using the stock hitch mount off the bumper. I just ground it down, drilled a hole in it, put a screw and a bearing, then put the trailer mount right here, screwed it in, turned fine. So stock links, everything. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, I kept the Vader skid on here. I do like the Vader Products skid. Shout out Scott. Great products. Check them out. They're really good products, guys. And I did have to replace front and rear differential gears. I blew them out over the summer. I think at Team K&K they started to go bad, and at another small event was when they completely went out. My truck wouldn't move, so I had to replace those, just to replace them with stock. I had heard bad things about the Vanquish and the Deadlock and stuff. No hate to those companies. I just went back with stock. I found that I kind of like doing class 2 better than 2.5, because most of those guys are going to be running fully built up trucks, and 2 is more like the SCX10 and stuff. More people are running in class 2 instead of the SCX10 original, which people are running at 2.5 because they've been out a little bit longer. So this is my 1-year review on my SCX10 and I really do like this truck. If you guys think about getting one, I would definitely do it. You probably won't be driving it as hard as I was. I was doing a lot of underwater stuff and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll be sure to comment back if you have any questions or anything about maybe this truck. I will be doing these Wheeling Wednesday videos. Some will be in the Skill Garage, some will be on this setup. And yeah, well, thank you guys very much for watching. And Skill Garage is over and out.